You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of New Jersey After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of New Jersey After Show.
Life is short. I have no time for drama.
I never throw the first punch, but I'm always call your bluff.
What? No, she said I'm always a knockout. Hello, is it?
Can you calm down?
Vegas girl. I will call your
Bluff. There it is. There you go.
Old school.
I'm not used to this new opening.
I know.
Right?
Now you can go.
Okay. Hello, AfterBuzz fans. If you've tuned in, you are reaching the after show for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Woo!
Woo! I'm tweeting. Sorry, guys.
Yay. And also a reminder, I know you know this, but Bing is for doing, you guys. Bing, Bing is for doing.
Bang, bang. Bang.
Right? So I'm going to go around the table and introduce my lovely co-host for today. To my left.
Hey, guys, I'm Susan Hahn. Tweet me at It's Susan Hahn, because I'm the girl who's always keeping it real, one bitch at a time.
What happened to the Louboutin in the paper bag? What's
She
up?
changed it up. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
It's a shortened
See,
version.
I like that line.
I'm Adrienne Vairo. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Adrienne_Vairo.
And hey guys, it's Giselle. You can always find me live tweeting during the shows at Giselle Ugarte.
And I am Diona Vaughan. You can find me on Twitter at Go2GirlTV. That's Go2 Girl TV. And just a quick mention, we have some special guests in our studio today watching. Yay! We have Brady and Brooke, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Papinga? Yes. All right. So you guys are just going to listen in and, maybe we'll throw a few things to you. Huh? Okay. How about that? All right. And I also want to remind you guys to make sure you check out iTunes. You can download our show for completely free, FREE. We really love it when you make your comments, whether they're good, bad, and different. We read them all. We really appreciate them. It helps us make better shows for you. So just remember to, tell your friends, your kids, everybody at the water cooler all about iTunes and check out the show. All right. So... What? Am I scaring you?
No, you're not scaring me. Not yet.
Sit down and man up.
Okay. Oh. Well, this was a good episode. I mean, a really good one. Because remember from last week, we were all anticipating this big Napa Valley trip. Now, of course, we don't get to the trip yet, but there's a lot of juiciness in between. You think there was wine in here, but there's not. Okay, so Bellinis. It's all about Bellinis. That's
and
our
Bellinis
first
is our
topic.
drink word of the day. So every time we
Okay.
say Bellinis, the fans out there have to take a swig
Love
of
it.
their,
If you're over
their
21,
choice of
of
alcoholic
course.
beverage.
Love it.
Playing
So-
Andy Cohen.
Yeah, exactly. For all you guys that don't know, if you there's a show called Watch What Happens Live, and Andy Cohen, who's one of the network execs, on his show, he will pick a certain word, and whenever people on the show say that word, you're supposed to drink. So we're going to have
do
a little
it.
fun. So
Why
let's
not?
do it. Yes, and
Let's
our
do
drinks are
it.
PG, but yours don't have to be. All right, guys, so back to Bellinis.
Fabellinis.
Well,
Fabellinis.
Fabellinis, but I had a B theme going,
Right,
so I'm
right.
just choosing to say Bellinis.
Bellini's Baking and Beauty.
Are we going to just jump right into the Bellinis?
Yes, honey.
Okay, Joe is embarrassing. I mean, can we just leave his ass at home?
Is this not something that we knew beforehand?
I know, but I mean, like the people were like, good thing we called you guys a car service.
I was just waiting for him to do the middle splits in the middle of the vineyard. Like with the little beakers and everything with him. Hey!
Well, as Teresa would say, what's the difference between a vineyard
and a winery.
Right, exactly. Of course she's going to ask. But wait, can I just pull out one interesting comment of the day? So we see Joe complaining to Teresa about her driving. First he's like, you can't drive and you can't park. Well, isn't that a bit interesting because he doesn't have a license?
Yeah,
Right.
You're one to talk.
So he's one to talk, right?
Okay, I have a question, you guys. He always has this like shady way about him when he talks about his friend's car.
Right.
Do you think
Right.
maybe he's not? Because at first we were like, okay, friend's car, is that maybe like a girl that he's trying to hide? Do you think maybe he's secretly driving, just not on the show, and he's actually talking about his car?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't put. That's what got him in trouble in the first place.
That's a good observation.
Yeah.
Well, it's either he's driving illegally or he's screwing around illegally. So it's one or the
Either
other.
way, it's not a good
Either
day.
way.
It's not a good day for him. But I love how he kept avoiding the question, like, you lost your wallet in whose car? Who's your friend? And he just...
And notice how Teresa drops it too.
Yeah.
After a
And-
certain amount of pushing, she
Now, you
drops
guys
it.
know that I am, like, Teresa's biggest fan, but this girl
why.
is getting on my nerves. I mean, she needs to grow some balls, some kahunas, and just,
Yeah,
she
she
needs
does.
to kick his
or
ass
a
to the
heart.
curb.
She might have to later down the line if he goes to jail. But one other big thing, I don't think you guys missed it, but Teresa takes a jab at Bethany Frankel. Did
Yeah,
you get
she
that?
does.
She
With
was
the
like,
Sunny Girl.
Caught that.
yeah, she was like, I don't like those drinks that they taste too
diety.
diety. You know, well, diety has taken Bethany Frankel to the bank with $100 million. So
More plus.
Yes, plus. So what do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think that it was. That's your
Do you
opinion.
think she meant to do that?
I think it was. I
She
think
did the cough.
I think she's trying to go opposite because she can't do the same thing. Also, I think she's trying to go a different route of like, I'm gonna be the home cooked Italian, real, not diet route because
Right.
somebody already did that. So she kind of has to be. So why not take a jab at the person that did the best?
But at the same time, her first cookbook was called Skinny Italian.
So
You know?
yeah, like
and so it's kind of funny that she's also. It's ironic that she's jabbing at the person who she's totally modeling her business plan after.
Right.
You know?
I agree.
She
Or
wants
her
to do the
original one,
brand.
at
She wants to do
least.
the aprons. She wants to do the cookbooks. She wants to do
Right.
the, it's
Right. Bethany
come on now.
Frankel she invented the whole
She's a
branding.
trailblazer.
Yeah, she was a trailblazer when
Right.
it comes to branding yourself, you know, with this
Right.
Housewives franchise. So I thought it was a little out of place, you know, like for her to even bring that up.
But
you
it's
know?
so typical because she's gonna jab at the person that did it better because Teresa has to be the best. Like it didn't surprise me at all, and I don't think I didn't take it seriously because everyone knows that Bethany Frankel's successful.
Well, what I've noticed about Teresa is anybody who's competition, she has to knock them down.
Exactly.
No matter what.
Exactly.
Whether it's her family, whether it's her husband, her brother.
even if
Bethany
it's indirect
Frankel, yeah.
competition.
So that's a shame.
So I guess in that way, we can take it as she's jealous and
It's so stupid. While she's trying to figure out her ingredients,
Yeah.
you know, for her drink, she's, you know, like if anything, like, you know, why not compliment Bethany and seek some advice from the woman? You know, she's done it,
Right.
Yes.
You know, she can give you some advice.
And I personally love skinny margaritas.
Yeah,
and
I
I
do
love,
too.
yeah, so
They're
it's like,
delicious.
they're
I wish
delicious.
they came individually packaged.
Yeah.
Tip for Bethany.
yes.
Or Jim Beam now that they own it.
Oh, right, that's right.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
right.
Now, here's something else I want to bring up. So, Teresa makes this comment, you know, me and Joe, he helps me with the business, you know, he's really involved. Do you really think that man is involved, or do you think she's saying it just for his ego? Because at the end of the day, she's bringing home the bread, not him.
For
That-
his ego.
That fool is like
know what I mean?
a bump
What
on
the
the
hell
log.
is he doing?
Is so negative. He's just, I don't even know why he exists right now. He's just constantly putting her down. He's constantly like the angry bird, you know, he's always angry,
Yeah.
and it's ugly, and
It's just to keep him in the loop. She even said that. She
Yeah.
mentioned that. She was like, I just do it because we're a team, and if I didn't include him, he would feel
be
left
leave-
out.
yeah.
Or he would leave me. It was that. It was that extreme. So she has to make him feel like the man.
How about we ask the married couple in the studio their thoughts on this? So, Brooke, Brady, you're married, right? So,
You guys hear us?
so yes, we can hear you. So,
wow.
so how would you feel if, you know, if suddenly Brooke was, you know, in charge? Like, would you still, you know, would it bother your ego, or, you know?
Here, move your
Suddenly.
mic down. There you go.
It's been that way for 10 years.
Hopefully you guys can. Oh, you can
right.
hear me.
There you go.
Houston, we have contact. Well, here's the deal. In my relationship with my wife, she runs the show regardless. I just sort of sit in the backdrop
And you're
and let her
passenger.
orchestrate everything. And then when I'm needed, I interject myself. So that's sort of how we roll in our relationship. You know, I trust her vision. And from there, we just we move forward.
Good
Conflict.
training.
Wow.
Good
Yeah.
training. How long have you guys been married for?
10 years.
Scoot over just a little
Yeah,
bit. We
move
need
to
to
the center of the couch. Yeah.
Oh, 10 years. Wow.
Nice.
10. We were married in February of 2002. So where we're at now, we're at almost
Yeah, it's
August. So
10, yeah.
almost 10 and a half years,
Nice.
guys.
But see, there's a sense of confidence that, you know, you guys have the trust and you will let her run the show. But with Teresa and Joe, it's not like that. They don't have
Yeah.
that sense of understanding. He needs to be the man and he can't let her run the show.
Yeah.
Because he gets insecure and that's why he's being negative. Instead of being
There you go.
supportive, he's being
But I
negative.
think it's
Yeah.
about running the show at home. Do you know what I'm saying? That's my domain, where the kids are at in the home.
Right.
Right.
You know, he
Yeah.
runs his own show off on the field.
Yeah.
Where his workplace is. I don't get involved out there either.
Brady, what do you do?
You know.
Tell us what you do.
I hit people for a living in the face.
Good
It's
person
not
to
that
know.
violent. No, I play football in the NFL.
For what team?
I played for the Packers for 6 years. Last year, I played with the Rams, and this year I'm going to play with the whole new team.
So is Rams
So-
coming to Los Angeles?
You know what? I think so.
Yeah, you
I
think so?
Ladies and gentlemen, I say in the next year or so, you're going to see the St. Louis Rams become the Los Angeles Rams. There's already a fan base here for them.
As
you
long
know?
as it's not my Vikings, then we're good.
The Vikings are set. They just had a new stadium that
Yep.
was sort of, going through the whole diplomatic process that now they're going to have up there. So they're not going anywhere.
Nowhere.
All right.
But there will be 2 teams in LA, guys.
Raiders and the Rams?
I don't know about the Raiders, but there will be 2 teams in the future down in that
right.
Staples
You
Center.
heard it here.
All right, yeah, you heard it first. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
TV exclusive.
All right. Next, what about a little baking?
Yes.
Huh? How about that?
Well, where are we going to talk about? How she held it next to the cemetery, or how Kathy's claiming that it's her mama's
First of all,
recipe?
how ridiculous. So is there only one recipe that exists in the world for Pizzette cookies, is what they're talking
Palette?
about?
Oh,
You know, like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the hell?
I invented it. Like,
I think
Really?
it's so ridiculous.
you put ingredients together, it tastes good. Share it with the world.
So are we saying that Kathy shouldn't have taken that jab and by her saying, "Oh, that's my mom's pizzettes." Oh, what were
is it
they called?
pizzelles? That you guys talking
Pizzelles.
pizzelles? Oh, okay. They're talking about it. I'm Italian on the table, and I'm just like, what the heck are you guys talking about here? Pizzelles, like
Yeah.
pizzellis.
Yeah,
the
pizzelli.
cookies.
They come in a lot of different. You can say them in different ways, but not pizzettes. But good try. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, who cares? I feel like they both have recipes from their family. It doesn't matter. Teresa might have just been the first one to publish it. It's not that Kathy's stealing them.
But Kathy's mother and Teresa's mother are sisters.
yeah,
So
the
it's
family recipe.
kind of lame.
So you think it's lame of Kathy to then repeat the same recipe?
Well, here's my thing. Do we even think that she meant to do that? Like,
No.
I didn't even think that was intentional. Do you
I
think
didn't
that was
either.
an intentional jab at
Well,
Teresa?
if I'm showing you my cookbook and you're like, that's my mom's, fried chicken right there. Or that's
Why do you have to say fried chicken? Because I'm black? All right, Korean barbecue. Anyway, go ahead.
you know what I mean? It's like, are you the only
I believe
one?
it's Panda Express.
Oh, yes, Panda Express.
Now I'm back to Panda Express. I
you
thought
came
we
up with it for
clarified.
yourself.
We have to get the racial stereotypes correct. Okay.
So Korean barbecue. So if I was like, oh, that's my mom's Korean barbecue recipe. So you wouldn't get offended if that was your cookbook and that's your signing, and I was like, oh, that's my mom's too.
Considering that they're cousins, I don't think so. I don't know.
I
I didn't think it was intentional.
Right. I thought the way that Kathy said it, she was smiling and she was almost like, oh, look, like you're, as if she was being included in this thing. Whereas I feel like had Teresa said the same thing, it would have been like, oh, you're copying me. And here's the other thing is, like, I feel like Teresa still doesn't understand imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. And she doesn't get it. Like, when people copy her, she's offended. And it's like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's to a
calm
point.
down.
But
That's
I
to
don't
a
even
point,
think
though.
that people copy her. Like in my own,
That
I think that
too.
she's so. She thinks that everyone wants to do what she does. Melissa copying her with everything according to her style, her everything. No,
The
Melissa has her own
furniture on
mind.
the Porsche.
She has her own taste, and maybe it mirrors Teresa's. And same thing goes with Kathy. Like I said, Kathy, it's her family. They're family recipes. I make the same thing maybe that my cousin does because our parents are related. Whatever.
So are we saying that Teresa kind of blew that out of proportion?
I'm saying that
Actually,
Teresa
she
thinks
did.
everyone is copying her.
Adrienne, you never wear your hair down. You're obviously copying me. Obviously.
Obviously.
And you're parting it to the side.
How dare I?
Yeah.
How dare I?
Yeah. I think Teresa was making way too much of it. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, what you think that?
No, well, you know,
You would be
well, Kathy and Richie had a conversation while they were exiting the book signing, and they were like, "Well, that was weird." And I don't think that. Yes, we knew afterwards how Teresa was feeling because she was like, "Oh, you know, how dare she come over here and point out that that's her mother's recipe." However, Richie and Kathy knew right away what she was talking about.
If Teresa wasn't so difficult, the smartest thing would be for them to work together.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, that makes the best sense.
You know, because Teresa's got the entrees and the drinks, and then here is Kathy with the most beautiful desserts.
Right.
Like handcrafted, gorgeous, like delicious things. That would be the smartest thing, but Teresa's too much of a bee on her high horse.
She is a little biatch, and I loved how Kathy named her desserts after her family, and Teresa, I already did that.
Yeah.
I've already named all my foods after my.
But like, why wouldn't you name them after everyone? You know, why wouldn't you want to name them after family members? So I think in that sense, she again thought that she was getting. Somebody was copycatting her, and I don't think that it was.
I'm over her. I know.
Whoa.
Right. This is what,
Hold on,
episode
what?
13. I'm over her.
Wow.
I'm over Teresa right
Hold
now.
on.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
More breaking news.
Have you guys?
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
She needs to really get her act together because I mean, I went to the moon
You
and
were
back
fighting
but
for her.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm jumping on your wagon.
Speaking of the moon, do you think you can buy any moon-related accessories on Amazon.com? What do you think?
Binoculars,
Yes.
not binoculars.
Telescopes. Binoculars.
But of course, not
Moonshine.
before going to AfterBuzzTV.com.
Oh, of course not. Hell no. Why would you dare? How dare you?
All right, guys, you know what we're leading up to. So we have this amazing affiliate program with Amazon.com, and if you would normally make all your purchases on Amazon, all we're asking you to do is just do a little detour and go to the Amazon banner, which is located on AfterBuzzTV.com. You can make all your purchases the same way. It doesn't cost you any differently. It's not going to ship to you any differently. But what happens is we get a little kickback from that, and what it does, it allows us to bring you lots of new shows and all that kind of stuff. It keeps it free, pays for the lights, but free. It pays for these lovely headphones that we're wearing, the mugs. That's all we're saying. Little short detour.
I bought some mascara on there the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Good.
Pack of 6. Cheaper than it would have been at Target or wherever else.
See?
Yep.
Frugal too. Gotta love it. All right, so back on track. So Caroline made a really interesting comment when Teresa was having her Bellini thing at the bakery. She basically offline, she said, you know what? Like, Teresa wants it all. She's very demanding. She wants it all. And unfortunately, she thinks because of that, it's pushed Joe in a position to do a lot of things, you know, that's affected their situation. That he made a lot of bad choices based off of Teresa's demands and the fact that she wants it all. What do you guys think about that? Like almost kind of blaming Teresa for the situation that Joe might be facing, which is going to jail because of she wants.
Well, Caroline made a prediction that they're going to get a divorce. But what I'm confused about is also Caroline also was kind of defending Teresa, also saying, you know, she's going to be in a position to show her 4 daughters how to be a strong single mom.
Right.
So I was a little confused about, yes, she is pushing her husband. Yes, she's pushing the situation. However, she's also kind of giving her credit. Like, she should walk away from that marriage.
I think that's an underlying insult, as in like you're gonna be like almost like making it look like she's being really caring, basically being like you're getting a divorce and you're gonna be a single mother. That's how I took that.
So you're gonna have to buck up and do what you're gonna have to do, because when your husband goes to jail, like it's just you and your 4 kids.
If anything, I feel like I don't think she pushed him to do these things that were wrong. I think if anything, it exposed him because I think more attention was drawn to their family after they ended up receiving all of this fame and attention. And it sounds like a lot of his wrongdoings and deceit has been going on for like years and years.
I think that's just his character.
So he's been doing it anyway. It just got brought to light.
I think every relationship on the show has been the way it has been, and TV has heightened it. I mean, across the board. Like,
I agree.
Within, Teresa and Joe, and then Melissa and Teresa. This stuff isn't just because of TV. And this is also why I kind of go back to feeling for Teresa, even though I'm really annoyed with her and everything she does annoys me, that like, she's had the show. This was her thing. And like, I mean, everyone else is kind of doing the same thing. Like, as much as Kathy shouldn't is doing her own thing. She has her own recipes. She's smart like that. Melissa wants to be a pop star, whatever. But they're kind of stealing her thunder. This was Teresa's thing. And her family that she already had issues with is coming in. I almost understand, don't agree with, but understand Teresa's side. And it gets worse and worse. Not only are they on the show now, but now they're branding themselves. Now they're doing this. Now they're doing that.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I would too.
I'd
That's
brand
the only
myself
thing.
too.
It's like, I would do it too. But it's like, I see how that can just totally ruin the family.
And especially when you hear that a lot of them were affected by the economy. And it's like, well, thank goodness they ended up having the show because they do have another opportunity to start new businesses or potentially bring some of their businesses back to life, because it sounds like a lot of them would have been like in the dust without it.
Now, I don't know if it was Caroline or Jacqueline who said, you know, Teresa rather have soldiers than friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Kim D, this girl, they're like up
Linda.
Teresa's butt.
Right. Well, no, actually, Linda was talking to Jacqueline.
Jacqueline
saying,
said
you
that
know,
about Teresa. Yeah.
I can't believe you guys had a falling out. I mean, and again, it does come back to, you know, this was Teresa's thing. And yes, as if we were the new members, yeah, we would sell the shit out of our own brand, and we would like, you know, to make $1 here and there, but as if we were the ones who kind of started it, and I have this brother and his wife that I just don't get along with, and they come along to my show and steal my thunder, yeah, I'm gonna retaliate.
But your character wouldn't change, Susan. Like,
No.
you wear your heart on your sleeve. You would pull, I mean, you'd probably be upset and let your temper go, and you would probably chew everybody out.
And I would make sure my brother and his wife's body would never be found somewhere.
But you wouldn't actually do that, though. You would
wouldn't.
turn right back around and have this mature conversation and say, you know what, this is kind of my thing. I'm really, really hurt by this.
Right.
You wouldn't all of a sudden start throwing them under the bus and questioning your family's relationship and, you know, lose all of your relationships. Like, that's not the type of person that you are.
But what if she did have that conversation and they went behind her back and did it
And things would be
anyways?
way different, and there wouldn't be drama stirring in Napa
No,
Valley.
because they want to do it anyways. Melissa and Kathy were going to do it anyways.
Well, here's the deal. At the end of the day, there's nothing she can do about it now.
Right.
Like, it's done. This is what, the second season that they've been on the show? It's done. So why even continue to, like, you know, like, complain about it? Just do your brand. Go with it.
Focus
Like,
on you.
yeah, focus on her. She's done The Apprentice. Like, do all these other offshoots. But, like, what's the point in even crying over spilt milk? It's done. Right?
Have you guys noticed Melissa looks a little different?
What, are we talking, like, surgery or something?
Yeah, I don't know. She looks a little
Her
different.
face, I think she had some makeup artist, like, really do her makeup really well.
Some contouring.
Yeah, contouring. Yeah, exactly. That.
Some contouring.
I kind of her lips look a little more
pumped up.
I didn't think so. If anything, I was saying she should get her lips done. Yeah.
Giving the girl a complex.
I mean,
Giselle.
And I love her little saying, I don't want to be a porn star, I want to be a rock star.
but she looked like a porn star.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing is, like, not that I, like, watch porn or anything or seen my share of my day or anything, but, like, it's so funny because,
Is
like,
Zumata watching?
whatever. It's like you see some of those where, like, the acting is just awful, and, you know, it's like she's trying to act like the rock star here, and she's wearing the porn
70s
star
porn
makeup.
especially. The makeup.
The full bush.
Yeah, the full bush. The makeup. The makeup is
And
outstanding.
on that
note, I'm going to
Bring it
change
back, Dee. Bring
I'm
it
gonna
back.
bring it back. All right, ladies. Yeah. Anyway, so something else that we saw. So at Kathy's little dessert tasting, yeah, you okay
At
over
the
there?
cemetery.
At the dessert
baby's over
tasting
here.
at the cemetery. Teresa shows up with a new friend, one that we have never seen before, Linda. And of course, everybody's just like,
Oh, that's Linda.
yeah.
Oh, Linda.
Who's this new sidekick? Because we all know that, like, you know, Teresa really, who are her friends now?
Right,
You
well-
know, Jacqueline's gone, the family's gone. So, of course, she has to show up with somebody who's going to have her back.
Right,
and, you know,
like you said, like the soldier, you know, analogy.
Exactly.
And it's so true because, like Kim D, they said the same thing. Oh, Teresa likes her because she sucks up to Teresa. Same thing with this girl comes in and right off the bat, she was like, so how do you feel about Kathy copying your, you know, she already was
just
on
fueling the
Team
fire.
Teresa
Yeah.
and fueling it, so.
So it's like, does she have any real friends? Like,
No.
I feel like a real friend is somebody who's going to really be able to, like, not only to support you and have your back, but also be able to say, you know what, you're wrong. You know what I mean?
No, but it's the
Like,
world according to Teresa, so you have to be
jeez,
on,
you know?
in that world.
Interesting question for the married couple over here. So one thing that we always have to talk about with Teresa is her interpretation of, like, the relationship with the spouse and relationship with siblings.
Ah,
so
good one.
Once you get married, I don't know if you guys have siblings.
Oh, yeah.
Does the spouse come first? Do the siblings come first? What is the new family? What?
Well, obviously, you know, I come from a family of I have 3 sisters, 2 brothers. Family of 6. We're pretty.
Me too.
Were your sisters protective too?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a sister a little story. I was, really interested in Brooke and was really a big Brooke fan, wanted to marry her. I had a sister sit me down and try to convince me to not marry her and pursue her and that she was changing me and all this great stuff. And I just obviously ignored that advice. I ignored that advice completely. So, that one was a rejection. But it's a difficult transition because you're so used to always going to your family and leaning on them for support and everything like that. And then when you join yourself with somebody else, there is a transition period there where you got to just sort of leave your family aside and then have your loyalty and your commitment completely to your new spouse. But there is a transition
agree with that, Brooke?
Oh yeah, I agree.
May I ask how your relationship with that sister is?
It's pretty interesting. Because that sister, I don't talk to her very much. When I do, it's very cordial and good. But, it's not like the best relationship you could have from a sister to a brother, because we don't hardly ever talk. I talk to her maybe every 6 months.
Also, when you did have this conversation with your sister, did you tell Brooke right away, or was it just kind of kept between you and your sister?
That's a good question. I don't remember. Do you recall?
Yes, you told me.
Did I tell you right away?
Yeah. I don't know if it was right away, but you did tell me.
Okay.
And did that cause any more drama between you and Sister B, let's just call her?
Well, it's hurtful. It's definitely hurtful and a little shocking.
Did you have no idea?
I had no idea.
Oh, until Brad.
But we're...
Brady.
Brady.
Just add a Y to that, but hey, at least it's not Brandy. I've been called Brandy. I'm beautiful Brandy, aren't I?
Yeah. And what's your relationship like with your sister-in-law today? Is it better?
I think it's been 10 years and you kind of move on, you have children, and I think you just mature and move on and get over things. There's bigger fish to fry out there, and it's just a waste of energy to dwell on that kind of stuff. For me, at least. That's where I'm coming from.
But it is a lot of good drama, though. I got to tell you.
I was going to say, imagine if all that was on TV and you had millions of people watching.
Where's your reality show?
Fans would be salivating right now.
I know.
It'd be unbelievable. But I know my sisters and my mom, they really got into it. They love the drama.
They love it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It was very fascinating. But you know what? In some way, we're all sort of addicted to the drama. Maybe if you don't have something going on in your life, you'd like to add a little.
But marriage is always like a clash of cultures. I grew up here in Los Angeles, and Brady's from, Wyoming country.
I'm a country boy, although I'm not
go.
really a country boy. Yeah.
So you've got these country sisters looking at the city girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's that all about?
All right. So I think we're going to take a quick commercial because we got 2 more really juicy topics. So let's hit a commercial real quick.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man. No, I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out. Give them a holler. And tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
Oops. Thanks, Woolly Bear.
Okay, we are back from our commercial. All right, so on to more juiciness. We're just going to dig right in. So next topic is it's all about beauty. Now, the local watering hole, the chateau, the hair salon where it all happened. Well, it is. It's like the local watering hole. Like all the drama happened at the chateau.
The local shower.
Like Dina went there and all the stuff
Danielle.
happened. Danielle went there. The chateau closed down.
So now,
but now Lauren might be opening up her new business there. We don't know yet, what the deal is, but they, are scouting for a location for cafes.
And what was the line that Lauren said? Some revenge.
yeah.
There's no price on revenge.
Something like that. Yeah.
And I loved how Caroline was like, "No, stop."
Stop.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Caroline.
knock it off.
Well,
yeah.
how ironic would it be if they actually ended up buying that same location for Lauren's business? And then it's like, more fodder for next season. You know what I mean?
What was the name of her business? Because
it was
I thought,
Mally.
For some reason, I thought it was...
No,
You got
Mally's
Ashley
a,
in the beginning, it was called Mally by Lauren Manzo. And I was like, why would she use Mally?
Mally Rancol's name, yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then I think now she was saying that she wants to do like a Sephora type thing. So she doesn't have her own cosmetic line. What she wants to do is carry different types of brands. She wants to be like a Sephora, but with more hands-on. She wants to have more treatments there. She wants to have makeup artists on hand.
Services
To do makeup. And Jacqueline, while she was drinking her, her screaming orgasm about vajazzling, that they want to do that at the salon.
Right.
Can we back up for a quick second?
Yeah.
Who orders a drink called a screaming orgasm
On a business meeting.
On a business meeting at a really nice restaurant. Like, what the hell is wrong with her?
Tacky Jacqueline.
I'll have a screaming orgasm. Who does that?
Jacqueline.
Was she already like a little?
And then she
she
spilling her drinks everywhere, like hot
It was
mess.
just like,
hot mess.
But I thought what was
like have a Chardonnay, keep it classy. You know what I mean?
Classy.
Yeah.
Or a 40 with Louis Vuitton. Yeah. I mean, hey, I
Louis
drink a
Vuitton's
40 in a paper
she
bag.
knows the difference.
Okay?
She knows the difference.
I know the
Love
difference.
it. Love it.
But what I thought was interesting is that like we haven't seen a lot of Ashley obviously this season because we know that she's been shipped off to Vegas and LA and her relationship with Jacqueline has been strained. But it seems like Lauren is kind of stepping in, where
like
Ashley
surrogate. Well,
as
she
a
said
surrogate.
that.
Yeah, you know
Jacqueline
what I
even
mean?
said that.
Yeah, so
You know?
it's like she loves hanging out with Lauren. She loves the fact that she's including her. And who knew? Did you guys know that Jacqueline was a cosmetologist? I didn't realize that.
I always
didn't know that.
questioned it because she was always doing Teresa's makeup and like she always has really, even if it's like a lot of it, she always has fun makeup on. So I always questioned it, but I was never sure. So that was exciting to hear.
Do we think a makeup line by Jacqueline Larita is next on the list of business?
I hope not.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know, especially if the Manzo business works out, like the Sephora type thing. I could see her creating something to put it into there and see how it does.
It makes sense.
I think she should. I think maybe she should, be her beauty advisor and kind of, help Lauren out in that sense.
Yeah, I see.
And give her her knowledge because she does have a cosmetologist license, but I don't think she should start her own makeup line.
I also feel like it kind of seems that since she was such a hard-working single mom raising Ashley, she really, really, really wants to be at home with her son this time around. So it seems like she's kind of finding a good balance in that she's supporting her husband with Blackwater, or BLK, whatever, we still haven't figured out, and then kind of helping out
The Manzos.
With their different
Which actually, I
things.
can kind of, now that you say that, I do kind of see her being, not really have that drive to be the independent woman in the spotlight. I can see her, Chris
Taking a
Larita has the water thing going. So she knows that could take off. And I think she'll help both sides, the Caroline and Chris. Because I don't see her running her own thing. I mean,
they have two small kids at home, so it makes sense.
Now, do you guys think it's fair that Chris Larita mentioned that Joe's going around town running his mouth, or Teresa is gossiping about
Why
their
not?
family?
Everybody else is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a little double standard because Jacqueline, Caroline, Kathy, Melissa, they're always talking about the Giudice's business. And so, Chris was like, I was really hurt that they were talking about my financial issues and what's been going on in our family. But I feel like, you guys have been kind of doing that for how many seasons?
Who knows what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Exactly.
I was just thinking that same exact expression.
And everybody's doing it. So, I mean, why not? Like,
everybody's doing it.
Yes, everybody's doing. If I
Jump
jumped
right
out of a cliff, would you?
But also, okay, you understand the Melissa and Joe versus Teresa and Joe, but for them to take a jab at the Laritas, it's like, why would you even go there about their financial issues? Like, for you to do that, I can see why Chris would be like, well, wait, I'm off limits. Like, don't get me.
There's
Like, why are you
also-
talking about me?
Exactly.
Also, there was also that little section where Linda went up to Jacqueline and she was like, you should really be there for Teresa. She has a lot going on. And she's like, well, she didn't tell me about it. So I think there's a little bit of a difference because Jacqueline is concerned about her friend versus like maybe Teresa and Joe are like jabbing at their friends.
I think that this is Joe's Giudice is doing, because I think because Joe and Chris have a relationship, Joe doesn't want his pride put down, or Joe doesn't want his business out there because he's such a prideful man. I mean, that round table when they were at
But
Chris
neither does
Lorita's
Chris.
house.
You know, he needs to have the same respect.
Right, I understand that, but
you know?
it's Jacqueline's the one running her mouth, not Chris, and it's Teresa running her mouth, not Joe.
The
And
wives.
so it's
But
the
Joe,
wives.
but Joe is running his mouth.
Joe is running his
That's
mouth.
because you see Joe take jabs at everybody. So maybe that's the difference
the
too.
thing, and we've discussed this before. The black sheep is the one who's most insecure and the most sensitive, and there's something going on because even at Chris's house, Joe Gorga was like, okay, so seriously, like, what is the beef with me?
Right.
Like, what is your drama with me? And Joe, I don't have no beef with you, but like you borrowed my tools a long time ago, never returned them back. But we're all good. But I taught you everything, but we're all good.
Right.
But I brought you into the business, but we're all good. Like, he has a chip on his shoulder.
Totally.
The difference between him, though, is that he won't go running his mouth unless he is like, it's like brought out of him. Like, if you're talking about something, he'll be the first one to, make the side comment or make the dig, or, if you ask him directly, then he'll tell you flat out, or he'll make up some stupid excuse, versus like he won't be the one to start the conversation.
And what I also noticed is that Joe Gorga, I mean, he's a little bitch. Why is he like, oh, so my sister is now like wanting this close relationship with me now that he's, now that she's had a falling out with Jacqueline and Caroline? It's like, that's girl talk. Like, why are you even having that conversation?
Well, can we back up for a second?
Yes, let's back up.
I want to back up for a second and talk about, Chris made the comment, he really thinks that Jacqueline still really wants his friendship with Teresa. Why do we think that she cares so much?
Because I think she genuinely valued their friendship.
think
And
she's
you can
also-
tell she's hurt.
I think she's also the type of person who she just wants everyone to be
To
at
like
peace
her.
with each other, and she wants
Yeah.
everyone to like her.
Yeah.
Because she's the bubbly, sweet one, and she doesn't want to have beef with anybody.
So why is she being called the sacrificial lamb right now? How is she sacrificing her friendship with Teresa so that Teresa can mend her friendship with her family?
I think she's just trying to find the silver
question.
lining in the
Yep.
situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I don't
Yeah.
think
She's trying to be the peacekeeper. She's trying to
I
like.
don't think she's even expecting
yeah.
that to happen.
Trying to
Yeah.
find the good in the situation when
Yeah.
she knows it's probably not
Yeah.
true. I mean, she's probably just saying it.
Do you guys think Jacqueline is a better friend to Teresa than the other way around, than Teresa to Jacqueline?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think that
Like,
Jacqueline's
do you have
more
a side
open.
here?
I mean,
That's what
yeah.
I was
I
getting
feel
at.
like it's kind of comparing apples to oranges.
Well, it is, but
No, it is. I just think that Jacqueline loved Teresa, and like they said, Teresa wouldn't really listen to Jacqueline's problems, whereas Jacqueline was always the ear for Teresa. So she felt like she was the listener, and she knew a lot about Teresa, whereas Teresa never really consoled. So in that sense, I think Teresa needs Jacqueline more because Jacqueline was like her soldier. Jacqueline was her soldier. So I think Jacqueline was the better friend.
right.
Because
I
what
agree.
did Teresa offer to Jacqueline?
Or
Just that need of you wanting to be my
Exactly.
friend. Does
I
that make
agree.
sense?
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
could it be that, I'm here and when you're ready to open up and vent to me, I'm here listening. I don't want to be digging in your private life. Or could it be that?
Actually, I also think that Jacqueline liked being in the know because Teresa always told her problems. So now she's not in the know. Now she's hurt. But that was the only what their relationship was based on was Teresa telling Jacqueline everything, Jacqueline feeling like wanted, but also Teresa feeling like she had a fan or a friend.
Or do you feel like maybe Teresa kind of backed off telling Jacqueline all these problems and issues that she's having because she can see that they're forming this relationship with Melissa?
Yeah.
And Joe are at this, I mean, they have this.
I mean, an honest defense mechanism would be if you see your enemy, being friends with one of your friends, you're going to be like, well, let me just pull back. Like, I can
Right.
see that. I can see that.
I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot more of this unfold as we go further in the season.
yeah.
Right.
I think it's time to move on to a little Bordeaux. The men meeting over wine and talking about Napa. Do you guys like my topics?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, can you just repeat them, all the 4 Bs?
Okay, Bellinis, baking, beauty, and Bordeaux.
Love it.
Love it.
I would have added beets for Melissa, but it was, we covered that all.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's a subtopic.
all right.
Before we move on to the Bordeaux.
Yes.
Joe's comment about, I own Melissa. How did you guys feel about that?
I liked it.
Yeah. Very Christian Grey.
I was gonna say, yeah, right. No, I mean, I want my husband to feel that way. It's like he's confident enough to be like, you go do your thing. I want all these men to drool over you. And at the end of the day, my wife is mine, and you can't have her.
Brady, do you own Brooke?
I do not own Brooke. No.
Okay. All right.
Does she own you?
But I do have to say this though: when I've been in situations where guys that come up and hit on my wife, or I know the guys are looking at her, I'm the kind of guy. And I think most guys should be this way. And I'm like, man, you got great taste, dude. Yes.
Exactly. That's a Gorga. That's a Gorga move.
Yeah. That's what this guy said. I like this guy.
Yeah, it's very similar.
So
it's like it's a confidence thing though too. It's like, okay, my wife is beautiful and everyone wants her, but I'm gonna support her and you guys can have her.
And I think that's just their relationship. So it really didn't bother me.
No, it didn't. And I mean, he was taking it to another level with the own thing. And people could get offended by that, feminists especially, but I'm not that. So, like, you can feel like you own me. That's fine.
Old school.
Yeah, old school.
All right, so let's get back to the meeting of the men about Napa. So do you think they got anything accomplished, like, in terms of how they're going to handle their wives on this trip? Because we haven't seen the trip yet.
I was just looking at what they were eating.
Yes. Oh, my God, those trays of food.
I'm like, geez.
And the wine.
And the wine. It's just like pouring.
Then they're in their man cave. I'm like, I want to be there.
I want to be, exactly.
I think that with the Gorgas and the Giudices, Giudice, they say it themselves differently.
Right.
They say it like Giudice.
So it's not like one way is
Giudice.
wrong or the other. But I think with them sharing a trailer or whatever, that in itself, it doesn't matter about the women. I think the guys are going to have their own beef as well.
Big mistake. And we saw that from their meeting, you know?
Yeah.
And then the therapist told them, don't ride in a trailer together, or trailer, whatever it is, you know? Don't do it. And, well, we're going to see what happens. I think we're ready for some news and gossip, right?
AfterBuzz TV News.
That was like so quick.
Yeah, it was.
Just like, I'm used to transitions, but it's okay. All right, so not a lot of gossip this week. Funny enough, I went on like every single one of the popular, blog sites about the Housewives. It's settling down.
Huh.
Maybe just like last week how we were saying it's the same stuff. Maybe that's just what's happening. It's dying down. But what I do have is Melissa Gorga. She was in Florida. She was partying with the Real Housewives of Miami.
Or the lack thereof.
Yeah, I didn't.
Wasn't it like the one and only season?
I did not like that franchise.
Yeah, actually, didn't even.
I don't think anybody
full
did.
Season.
It was, and their reunion was on the Watch What Happens
Live.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. Yeah. So, all right, have fun, Melissa. At least Joe let her out of the house. And then, so Lauren Manzo, in a tweet, or actually not in a tweet, but on Watch What Happens Live, she was defending Bethany's cocktail. So she was defending what Teresa, was saying in the jab about the diety taste. And of course, Lauren's gonna, she's gonna defend it. We see her weight loss battle right now on the show. We know she's skinny now, so she's probably chugging those things back. So.
Can I give you guys a fun fact?
Yeah.
Well, it's a heartbreaking fact for me. Did you guys know that Melissa Gorga is related to the Karate Kid?
Oh, Ralph
Yes.
Really?
They're like, yes. They're like, yes. That was like my childhood heart. And I was like, what?
How related?
Well, they're like second
Italian
cousins.
related?
They're second cousins. They have never
Isn't
met.
everybody?
Well, they have never met, but
met.
they're cousins. And I was like, wow, what is this?
Wow.
Yes. So
That's a
she
nice
is
fun
related
fact.
to my childhood love.
Nice. And he still looks like
Daniel's
he's like,
son.
what?
I
He's
love
what,
him.
50?
Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Well, that's a nice fun fact there.
Fun
Why
fact.
are we on the same wavelength today?
It's not like this. Okay, if you're gonna do it correct,
What is it?
it's wax on.
Wax off.
Sorry, I was
right.
born in 89.
Shut up over
Well, I was
there.
born in 87.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just
So
kidding.
was I.
I mean, I'm not kidding as to like, you know what I mean.
All right.
Okay, back to the skinny girl thing though.
Yes.
Like, I doubt Bethany even watched the episode. Chick is probably laughing all the way to the bank.
Exactly.
Doesn't
On
need
her
the
talk
Twitter-
show. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, on her
Like,
talk show.
doesn't need the Twitter defense. Like,
Right.
If anything,
cares?
it gets her being more talked about because
Exactly.
so whatever. It's good publicity.
and I'm sure she had her a lady, never, whatever, commercial airing during the episode anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
What else,
Good,
Diona?
good point. And finally, I want to plug, there is this show here in California, and it's called The Real Drunk Housewives of San Fernando Valley. So it's basically, it's a parody of the Housewives franchise. And
Natalie
it's a stage
Holler.
show.
She's trying to call in.
Oh, yeah.
Natalie
and
Holler.
Natalie Holler. Is she, Marissa, do we have anybody on the phone?
Hello?
Hello?
Natalie?
Natalie?
It's Natalie.
Hi! How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay, so fans, this is Natalie. This is her show, the Real Drunk Housewives of San Fernando Valley. Natalie, would you mind giving us a breakdown on what your show's about, where you guys do the show and when you guys do the show?
Yes, I would love to. So basically, first of all, my name is Natalie, and I'm a huge Housewives fan, and it's always on at our house. And my husband, who is a composer, came up with this idea. Oh, the Housewives are always on, so I'm going to write a show, and it's going to be a comedy show called The Real Drunk Housewives of the San Fernando Valley. Cool. And basically, it's a live show, it's a party, it's an event. We want groups of girls and their friends to come on down, bring a bottle of champagne, and come and have a good time. It's a musical parody, and it's set as a reunion show between the Real Housewives of the San Fernando Valley. And it's playing right now, Saturdays, 10 p.m. In Hollywood at a theater called Oh My Ribs on Santa Monica Boulevard. And it's just down the street from Amoeba Music, just off of Cahuenga.
Oh, great.
And, you know, groups can come on in, and the tickets are right now in previews. We're in previews. We have one more week of previews, so they're $17.50 for this week. And then after that, in August, when we open, they're $25 for ticket. It's about an hour-long show, and like I said, we just want everyone to bring a bottle of champagne and
Now, do we
pop the
purchase
cork and have a great time.
Do we purchase the tickets at the door, or can we get?
So you can absolutely purchase the tickets at the door or online. It is a small theater, so we definitely recommend people grab some tickets online.
Can you give
us
that
website? And the website is www.ohmyribs, that's O-H-M-Y ribs, R-I-B-S.com. And they have information about ticket purchasing and all that on their website.
Thank you so much for calling in, Natalie. Well,
yeah,
we would love
thanks for having me, girls. I love your show.
Since you're local, maybe we'll have to have you in the studio one of these days to dish
know,
with
we can't
us.
wait.
Yeah,
and we can't wait to check out your show.
Yeah.
So is
I
it
know,
bring
tell
your
me when
own?
you ladies are coming.
Yeah, for sure. Is it bring your own bottle?
Yep, absolutely.
Bring your own Bellini.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Bring your own case.
Some Savalinis and bring some black water, and let's do it.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for calling, Natalie.
Thanks, Susan.
Bye.
All right, bye, girls.
Bye. Thank you.
How cute is she?
How awesome is that? I can't wait to
love
go
her.
see
Well,
that
that's our next
show.
outing.
Yes, that's our next outing.
That's our next outing.
And we'll definitely take clips for you guys at home.
Absolutely.
We'll bring our little flip
We'll show
camera.
pictures.
Yeah, we will.
That'll be a lot of fun. All right, so it's been a great show. Let's go around the table, talk about what you got going on. What's doing?
We're going to go to this show.
We're gonna
go
go
see
to this show.
Natalie.
Yeah.
And please
And
follow.
now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I think we may have forgotten the predictions. Whoops.
All right, predictions. Well, obviously the biggest prediction of them all is we got this big Napa trip on the next episode.
Which I thought I was going to see a little more of in this
I
episode.
know, but you know
that's
how
why
they
we didn't
always
bring
do
the
that.
wine this
Yeah,
week.
they
Right.
tease you.
Yeah.
You know?
But we'll bring the wine for sure next week so
Yeah.
we could be on the Napa
On the
trip
same
with us.
level.
So, as same predictions as last time, we think there's going to be some fighting.
There's going to be
Some trailer
mad
flipping?
drama.
trailer flipping, for sure.
Maybe some baby making.
Prostitution. Okay, I love that line.
Yeah.
Prostitution. Love it.
Love it.
I love that
it.
line. But yes, I think my prediction is lots of chaos, especially with Joe and Teresa being on the same bus with each other. Oh, hell is going to break loose. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is Greg going to be, is Greg and Rosie going, do you know?
Of course.
Of
They're
course.
part
Well, I
of
can
the
see some
family.
humorous,
Hope so.
drunk Gregisms
Rosie.
and Rosieisms. So I'm
Yes.
excited to, I'm looking forward to that.
But you know, I predict that there's going to be a lot of drama within the guys, within the boys.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
Another black eye for Joe Giudice.
Another black something.
Another missing tooth.
Another
Yeah.
blue something.
But I
maybe, too.
agree. I think the sit down with the men, that's the tip of the iceberg. I think that's starting something for this trip for sure. So we're going to get it from the women and the men.
Yeah.
All right. So,
All right, guys, please follow me at It's Susan Hahn. I'm the girl who's always going to keep it real, one bitch at a time.
And you can follow me at Adrienne_Vairo on Instagram and Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter at Giselle Ugarte and, of course, sprintingandstilettos.com.
Yeah.
and you can find me, Diona Vaughan, on Twitter at GoToGirlTV. And you can also check me out at GoToGirlTV.com for lots of budget tips.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
And
We'll see
thanks
you
to
next
our
time.
lovely guests.
Yes,
I know,
Brooke
Brooke
and Brady. The two B's, more B's, Brady and Brooke.
Love it.
Love
Are you guys
it.
on Twitter? Twitter?
Oh, what's up?
Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, at Brady Papinga.
And
Check me out.
Papinga.
Yeah, we got videos, photos. Got a lot of fun going on there.
Some good
at
sports
Brady
gossip.
Papinga.
Nice.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.